Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, my friends. The 2XKO beta, the Alpha Lab as it is, has been out for a couple days now, and I figure, let's just give some thoughts and some impressions about the game. I have been lucky enough to play the game at events before, but playing at home, on your own time is a very different experience, especially with a proper training mode. And with this now, I feel like I can finally get a real feeling for the game. Now, it's no shocker, I've been very positive on the game before. I like the game. I think the game is pretty dang cool. So in this video, I just want to kind of get into specifics. The good, bad, and the ugly, if you will. I've had a lot of positive experiences, and I've had some frustrating things as well happen. Now, granted, a lot of that's on the back that this is indeed the alpha. This is not a complete build of the game. There's more than a few bugs. Some that, once I figured out what they were kind of cheesed me off a little bit. But yeah, let's just get into it. So first, the game, really cool. Getting some proper hands-on time with Braum, really fun. Getting to play Illaoi, also really fun, because last time I played Illaoi, she was not a complete and finished character. She has a lot more moves than the last time I played her, and she's not like T-posing while doing supers like last time around. So definitely a big improvement on that front. The core gameplay is the core gameplay. I think most of y'all know that by now. It's no mystery, right? So I don't want to belabor that point too much. But some of the things I do want to talk about is, say, like the lobby. So you have avatar creation, you can go into the main lobby, and that's where you experience, at least in the Alpha Lab, all your gameplay. There's a bunch of cabinets everywhere. On the back of the area, there's a main screen just playing a match. You don't even need to spectate, it's just playing out live, like the greatest lobby of all time, Dead or Alive 4. Big fan of that. And other than some of the particulars, like the big screen, this is kind of like your standard fighting game lobby now. You go up to a cabinet, you play other people. That's great. That's perfect. And if you happen to be on a bit of a win streak, you can see the people's avatars get like on fire, and that's a nice little visual touch. I'm a big fan of that. The one thing though, me personally, I'm a kind of guy where like I set the matchmaking settings and I hit go, and then I just wait for the match, right? I don't want to walk around. I don't want to do anything in the lobby. For the people that do want to, mess around with the avatars and like actively find matches in a lobby, more power to you, absolutely. But for me, I usually just hit button, go matchmaking, then I play my phone till there's a match. And that's not an option in the beta, at least so far. You would assume come actual retail launch, that would be there, because like it's a standard option just about basically every fighting game. Maybe for the purposes of the Alpha Lab, they want to make sure everyone kind of gets their hands dirty in the lobby, I don't know. But for me, it was a very noticeable option that was missing. The lobby's well done and all, but just the way I like to usually do it wasn't an option available. The matchmaking present is you enter the matchmaking within the lobby itself, and then it gives you a cabinet that you go to with the other people. So it's like very obvious, glowing gold, right? And it's an interesting visual take on it. I do like that. That like you physically, well, not physically, you know what I mean, right? But you physically have to like move your characters there and meet up in the cabinet. I think the lobby is perfectly all right for what it is, but just I hope there's more options down the road. Now, the gameplay, as far as the online goes, I unfortunately had issues fighting duos. Specifically only duos. For the most part, in just regular one-on-one, everything felt perfect. It felt just like offline, basically. Like I had no complaints, no issues. However, against duos, I did notice stuttering. I did notice like actual input drops, some severe cases of rollback. Now, granted, the idea is your connection's only good as the worst connection in the group, but Riot has highly touted their online services, saying it shouldn't matter. Yet against duos, I did find like actual like online play issues. Once again, one-on-one, at least in the matches I played, no problems. All my problems were consistently against duos. Certainly a very fixable issue. The game's not out till next year and probably later next year. But just to call it for what it is. And it happened enough now, honestly, I'm going to try to avoid fighting duo teams because like it was a little frustrating. Maybe it's just a me issue, I don't know, but I gotta call it for what it is. Another note I'd like to talk about is just character diversity. I didn't know who was going to be popular going into this, as I have played League of Legends in the past, but that was years ago. Modern League, I got no idea. And so far, I found generally the most popular characters are Darius, Ahri, and Braum. And I found Braum a little surprising. Usually the bigger characters aren't as popular, but hey, there you go. That's actually kind of cool. Illaoi and Echo, I certainly saw a good amount of them, but not as much as those other three. And Illaoi, now I was playing Illaoi, And in my time now since the Alpha Lab has gone live, I think I fought 2 other people using Illaoi. Now, like, to a degree, I get it, right? Like, on a purely technical level, she's easily the most advanced character of everyone available. Like, very feast or famine. If you got tentacles on the screen, you can do all your cool tricks. If there is no tentacles on the screen, well, then you can't do much, can you? It's an advanced level of resource management the other characters don't really got to worry about. Like, Braum, do you got buff or don't you? That's it. Illaoi's very different. She doesn't fit in a lot of the usual archetypes, right? Like, the closest character I could compare her to is, like, Nappa in Dragon Ball FighterZ. And Nappa's very different as well. So, combination of she's certainly more difficult, at least on the base level, to understand than some of the other characters. And my understanding of current League of Legends is that she's not, like, Omega popular like, you know, Yasuo or Ahri is. So, I get it. It's a little early on, but I also think, like, in purely competitive terms, I think she's maybe just a little bit weaker than everyone else. Partly because, like, Feast or Famine mechanic, but other things like she's meant to have some range, but then you compare her to, like, Darius and she gets outclassed all the time. She seems like a character that really struggles if you don't have a assist call to back her up. But hey, that's just me spitballing. We'll figure out more in time. Now, another, I guess if you want to call it an issue I had, it's not a bad thing. It's certainly just because of the lack of characters currently available. Basically, just on paper anyways, it seems like Ahri's Vegeta assist, for lack of a more elegant term, is just kind of like the best overall assist. Like, there's a lot of value with other assists too, like, you know, Illaoi, you catch him, tag out, get the tentacle pop, go from there. Like, there's cool stuff, right? But just like in a classical versus game sense, you know, horizontal screen control, hold them in place, really strong. Like, it's the easiest thing in the world for combo extensions. And her more than most benefits from the double assist groove or fuse, as you would, right? Because it's just so strong. And now, given the nature of the game, calling in like any assist and then melee handshaking tag out, it makes like that pressure aspect not as unique, right? Because kind of anyone can do it. Like, I can be Braum here, call in Darius, shoulder boom, and I'm gonna be plus regardless. So that part is not as unique, because other people can do it, but just the usual stuff of the range, lockdown, all that's still very good. But the one thing in the context of this, and I know this is because we just don't have enough characters right now, is this the fact that it's the only real assist that can pick people up off the ground. Like, if I get you in a state of hard knockdown, like, a lot of characters might be able to get like a little tap or something after the fact, but that's about it. But if you have Ahri on your team, it's combo time. She'll scoop people up off the ground, and you can just do whatever from there. It doesn't particularly matter. Like, you can get the world off this, right? So the fact she's the only character that can reliably do that, other assists can hit people on the ground, but they won't bounce them for like a full recombo. It just seems this makes it so much more valuable on top of it being a traditionally strong styled assist. Once again, I know with more characters, they'll have more people. I can think of it like almost like the early days of Marvel 3, where everyone picked Wesker for the OTG gun assist, right? Because people just want the combos. And we don't have a lot of assists that are as dominant in neutral, like later stage Marvel meta evolution, right? So, I don't know. Just a thought. Also, while I'm here and while I'm complaining, Illaoi's back assist should also scoop people off the ground and bounce them like this. No tentacle needed, but just a thought. As far as bugs go, I'm big in the training mode, right? That's kind of the basis of a lot of what this channel is me doing my time in training mode, figuring stuff out. So there's a lot of little training mode glitches. Like, I'll just highlight one that threw me for a loop for a while. So Fury Fuse, you know, your lower health, you get more damage, sure. So like Braum, you do 85 damage on his stand heavy. And when the fuse is live, you do 98, you get your rage bonus. And the idea is you also, once you're in rage, get your like one-time rage cancel. You can turn anything into an anything cancel, so you can extend combos, or if you do something that's not safe on block, you can cancel anything, and that's really useful, really good. The problem in training mode, which is what threw me for a loop for a while, so once again here, I do 98 because I have the buff live, but when you're in the fuse and like the bonus is live, it goes back to 85. You lose the bonus because the training mode is bugged. Now, if I took off the automatic settings and I manually put myself into rage, so don't refill health, and we'll put Braum to 40, right? So now he's manually in Fury. So once again, 98, but then I'll cancel, and then 102. So I'm actually getting the damage boost now when I wouldn't get it if I just used the automatic settings. I had to manually force myself into the rage, which is kinda silly. Like, it shouldn't work that way, but this is an alpha lab, this is a bug. Hopefully someone from Riot's watching this so you can fix that in the future, right? But yeah, so definitely some bugs, but to be expected. So admittedly, a lot of what I just said in the last few minutes is quibbles, right? I like the game, I'm having fun with the game. But bringing up the quibbles is how you improve the game also, right? Like, it's not perfect just yet. We're getting there, right? We got a lot of time to go yet. The developers are very smart, they know what they're doing. Like, there's a very real reason why this Alpha Lab, the beta, is running as long as it is. Most betas run for like 3 days, because most betas are marketing campaigns to call for what it is. They're there just to hype you up to buy the game. This is like a week and a half, because they want you to break the game. Warts and all, right? And we're only a couple days in, and give us like a week more, and trust us, we're gonna break the game as the FGC. That's what we do. We're already finding some stuff, and this is just the beginning. Like, I've already fought some people that I would have assumed have been playing for months. And no, they just had it for a day. Like, some people are true monsters at learning fighting games. And seeing the speed at just how the game's developing already in like 2 days, a week from now, things are gonna be really, really nuts. So basically, fun times are ahead is what I'm saying. Already a bunch of just like actually jacked up stuff, both good and bad. Both good and bad. But that's why this is a learning experience, basically, because there's going to be a lot to learn. There's going to be a lot of changes. When I got to play the game last year, like, what you're seeing here is already a very different game than that. And when the game actually comes out sometime next year, I'm sure it'll be a very different game than this. And I think that's very much for the best. And basically, I'm just kind of interested to see where it's all going to go. So for now, that's some of my early thoughts on the game. I'm sure before the beta is done up, I'll post more again. This is a long anticipated game to say the least, right? I'm looking forward to myself. We're going to be dumping a lot of hours into the game. So look forward to more of that, I guess. But till then, that is it for me, and that's it for the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some 2XKO.